Hey everybody, Vince August here. It is Friday, May 15th, and the ridiculousness in our country is continuing in certain states with certain rules changes that make just absolutely no sense to me, and maybe you can make sense of these things. So, for example, yesterday, Governor Murphy, in his infinite wisdom, came out and said, you know what? Starting Memorial Day weekend, we're going to open the beaches. That's right, beaches have been closed. You know, beaches, the thing that's the natural barrier around a country that's fronted by water. Yeah, we haven't been allowed to go to the beach. You know, the thing at the edge, we've been prevented from going to the border of the country as if there was a barrier placed there or some type of border wall. No, we wouldn't call it a border wall. That would be offensive. So we haven't been allowed to go to the edge of the country and beyond. We're not allowed to do it. So we can go to the beach, but you can't go in the water and swim. You're not allowed to go in the water and swim. You can stand on the beach and look at the water. Well, that's not true. You can go in the water if you have a surfboard. You're allowed to surf. So you can surf in the water, but if you fall off your surfboard, I guess you have to drown because you're not allowed to swim. So you just either have to bob until he allows you to swim or just tread water, but you don't start swimming because then that's not allowed. So you can't do that. So you're allowed to stand on a beach, though. That's a good thing. You're allowed to stand on a beach. I guess unless someone like a principal of a school starts giving a speech to all of the kids that went to his high school, because then that would no longer be standing on a beach. That would be a graduation, and those aren't allowed yet. So, and listen, we could go to the beach. This is unbelievable. We could go to the beach. And listen, for those people that are upset about graduation in churches, that's okay. We can still do that so long as you're in your car with your windows down and your cars are more than 6 feet apart. That's right. You can be in a car with your windows down 6 feet apart. If the cars are less than 6 feet apart, you have to roll your window up because the coronavirus can leave your mouth, make a left turn, and go into someone else's car. If you're in the passenger seat, it can leave your mouth and make a right turn and go in someone else's car. And this has been proven by science, fiction, that it can happen. So that's some of the ways. In fact, I would imagine NASCAR is illegal in the state of New Jersey until further notice because those cars drive right next to each other. But no, you can't do that in New Jersey, okay? So no NASCAR in New Jersey until further notice. So what I'm seeing is governors are starting to do this. That's right. So, for example, the Michigan governor is extending the stay-at-home order because of safety issues. The main one being that people are just not paying attention and listening to her. That's the first one. In Los Angeles, they extended the stay-at-home order for 3 months because there's a thing, I think. So, anyway, these are some of the things that we're seeing. So that led me to believe I need to get back to work with my graphics team here at the show. In fact, here they are right behind me. That's my graphic team. It's a color printer. I just print out pictures. It's not a graphics team. I work with the graphics team here at the show to come up with some ideas that will probably not be legal ever again in our country. For example, the first thing, the tandem bicycle. This is gone. Thing of the past. Are you kidding me? That is not even close to 6 feet of separation. And that's not going to be restricted just to land. The tandem canoe. Look at these crazy nuts. What are they thinking out in wilderness with no one around them being that close to each other? That's not going to be allowed. And even if you're traveling at a high rate of speed, these things don't tend to not go for it. You know, something like this, motorcycle and sidecar. Are you crazy being that close with wind traveling between you? The coronavirus moves extremely fast. Anyway, that's not going to be allowed. That's right. So these are the faces of the people coming up with just unbelievable solutions to the problem based on years of training in whatever it is they're good at. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised, now that the coronavirus treatments are down, that the first thing we allow as far as surgery goes in hospitals to abide by this social distancing is the separation of conjoined twins. We can't have this anymore in society. Are you kidding? Look at these lawbreakers. They will never be more than a couple of inches apart. We need to separate them immediately. And I'll tell you the other thing they are trying to separate us from. In fact, they've been doing it without surgery. They've been trying to separate balls. That's right. They've been trying to separate balls for the last several weeks. Yes, you from your balls. You know, balls, those things that are external appearing on men that most use in times of need and fear and bravery, and others, and just they tend to shrivel up and disappear. You know, they tend to, although they hate the guy, they tend to really do the My Pillow thing and just clutch onto this in place of their balls in their house as they're crying. And listen, I know that women have these things. They do. Maybe they don't appear, but I'm pretty sure they have them because I know my mother, who's an immigrant who came here with nothing and fought to have all the things. She had to have a pretty intense set of brass ones. Most of the women I've dated that are very strong-willed and have made accomplishments, I'm pretty sure that they have these bulls. So these are the things that they're going to want to separate us from as soon as possible, because these are the things that help us fight some of the ridiculous things that you're hearing. So you have a choice. You can clutch onto these or clutch onto these. Me, personally, I'm going to be clutching on to mine more than this guy did during a Billie Jean performance.